Storytime walls. I 16 female used to babysit for this family that lived a couple streets over from me. My mom would usually drop me off, but on this particular day she had to work. It wasn't a big deal since the family lived pretty close and I could walk. I didn't know it at the time, but walking is probably the reason I'm still here today. I usually leave my house and turn right because it's faster, but something was pulling me to the left, so I just went with it. About halfway through my walk I could see up ahead that there was an older guy walking towards me. I got really nervous, so I crossed the street, but as soon as I crossed he crossed too. Then he started waving his arms like he was trying to get my attention. I still had my guard up, but I also didn't want to be rude. I almost froze in place when we made eye contact and he called me by my first name. I had never seen this man before in my life, so I still have no idea how he knew my name or how he knew I was on the brink of living a nightmare. As soon as we were close enough, he reached out, grabbed my shoulders, and spoke in a low, serious tone that made me panic on the inside. He looked into my eyes without blinking one time and said, "When you get there, don't go in the closet." I was too afraid and confused to ask him what he was talking about, so I just watched him calmly walk away. I was still really freaked out, but I had a job to do, so I continued on my way to the family I was babysitting for. When I got there I had this feeling of dread, and I didn't know what, but I knew something was wrong. To my surprise, everything seemed fine, and at first babysitting was completely normal. I had almost put the creepy things that happened and what that guy said out of my mind when I started to hear banging coming from somewhere in the house. The kids were both asleep, and I was in the house alone, so I didn't know what it was. In horror, I realized the banging was coming from the closet, and everything I felt when I saw that man on the road came flooding back in. My mouth went dry, my legs felt like jello, and I wanted to run out of there, but I couldn't. I sat for an hour and listened to the banging coming from the closet until the kids' parents got back. I didn't know what I was leaving them to face, and warning them felt insane, so I just left. The next morning, the entire street they lived on was blocked with crime scene tape. They found pieces of the entire family decorating the walls.